one of the powerful ways of demonstrating why you are a better coach than anyone else online. That's one of the ways, right? Like building basically these stories, sharing these stories of how you walked your clients to their idea of success.
All right, we're back for another episode of the Spotlight podcast. In the spotlight is Kremi Mestanova. Did I pronounce it right?
Yes, that was perfect. Hi.
You're a great coach. Look at this. You taught me something already. Tell us about you. What type of work do you do? Who do you work with? What's the specialty?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first, thank you for having me on this podcast. My name is Kremi, and I'm a copywriter and marketing consultant for career coaches primarily at the moment. I work with, individual career coaches, people who have built agencies and other startups in the career development space. So yeah, that's pretty much about me.
It's a interesting time for career coaches now, right? Because so many people are going through changes. The market is shifting because technology is doing so much. Do you find that career coaches are having a tough time marketing themselves, or is it the opposite? They're getting swamped because so many people are looking for work now. Like, what do you see?
So I think it's a very interesting landscape at the moment. We are definitely in one of the wildest, career markets ever. Literally ever. Everyone is saying that. I feel like it's, it's a cliche at this point to say, oh, the market is so wild, but it really is so wild. And, many people are saying that it's practically broken, but, this is where I see the most.
Yeah.
Don't tell them, right? Don't tell the big companies. No, but yeah, I truly, that's where I see the most value in my work. I feel like career coaches are doing, a very, very important job right now. There's a lot of job seekers that they're supporting. And, someone needs to support the career coaches as well, right? So that's where I come in.
Yeah. Well, how to help them grow. So that's why I wanted to talk to you. So if it's all right with you, I put together a buyer journey that's like totally not real or based on anything, but let's learn something from your expertise. So I'll present that to you as if like you were the CMO of this company, and we'll see if we can take away a nugget or two of value from that. Does that sound okay?
Sure, sounds great.
All right, let's pull this thing up. All right, so here's the journey. So the company is called Storyline Resumes. Again, this has nothing to do with what they're actually doing. They're just a company I found to be our example here. And I put together this little, journey. So, 1 through 3 is top of funnel, attracting some interest. 4 to 5 is capture. 6 and 7 is convert, like actually turning them into customers. So if you're in like the CMO chair, like the business owner chair, and I presented this to you, where would you zero in? I'm sure you've seen so many of these. Like, where do you kind of zero in? And where do you tend to see the most value, or the value that people miss most often when they're kind of putting a plan together like this?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I love that, you've gone through basically the whole process of, finding a client, converting a client. It's important to mention that at the beginning, you still, just like any other business, and that is, applying marketing principles the right way. You need to build awareness, right, about the fact that your services exist, right? You are an expert in the field. You're out there offering your services, offering your support. Now, I think for career coaching businesses and other, companies in the career development field, I think the most value is provided kind of in the middle of the
funnel,
of the client phase. Basically in step 4, where it says share the how, and then also share testimonials and so on. I think this is a very crucial part of the marketing process for career coaching businesses that a lot of people miss. And I should kind of just step back a little bit and say that the reason why I think this is important is because, yes, we did say that there's a ton of job seekers on the market, right? So a ton of possibilities for clients, but at the same time, there's also a ton of career coaches, right? So you need to differentiate yourself in some way. Show these job seekers why they should choose you instead of the thousands of other career coaches out there on LinkedIn or, just on the internet in general. So I think in terms of like picking the most important step of the marketing awareness process, of the funnel, I would focus on differentiating yourself. In my experience, working with all of the career coaches and other companies that I've supported, the most success that I see is with people that demonstrate how exactly they help job seekers, right? We can talk a lot about, being present on social media, right? Like creating a lot of content for LinkedIn, creating
Hmm.
a website, creating blog posts, informational articles and so on. All of these steps are very important. But just, based on my experience with the career coaches that I've seen are most successful and make the most conversions, they consistently demonstrate how exactly they are walking with the client, with the job seeker from
Yeah.
first stage of, the job seeker coming to them in basically in desperation, right? Because if you reach out for career coaching, or I shouldn't generalize, but I would say that the majority of job seekers reach out for expertise, for expert support, once they have tried everything else, right? They have
Hmm.
tried all the systems that they, knew that worked back in the day, or all the advice, the free advice that they gathered on the internet. So they tried all of that. Nothing worked, right? Right now,
Yeah.
current topic is all of these job seekers basically submitting hundreds and hundreds of applications, crickets, no interviews,
Yeah.
no nothing. So they go to the career coach, and basically, yeah, going back to my idea of walking with the potential customer from that phase of, I need your help, until I landed a job. I'm very happy with how things are turning out. They're
Showing them how it works so they can
exactly
like,
opening for me.
yeah.
Exactly. And now there are many different ways to do this. The two strongest approaches that I've seen from, my clients and where I've supported them is, on one hand, very powerful storytelling techniques in their social media posts to kind of demonstrate how they walked one of their past or current clients from these like pain points, from these pain moments to the win, whether it's, the final stage of landing a job, or, building confidence, or landing many interviews, or just, any stage of the process. So this is one thing, and I think this particular company, I've looked at their website before, and the LinkedIn profile of one of the founders, or I think the founder, I think she's one specific professional resume coach. She does a great job of,
So
you know,
they're actually doing this. Like they're actually showing their method and
yeah,
kind of
I
walking you
saw.
through
So
it.
yeah, one of these approaches exactly I saw on the LinkedIn account of the founder. She is walking very skillfully her audience basically,
Yeah.
through the process of, this is exactly how we went from point A to point B.
Yeah. Do you find, forgive me for hopping in, but do you ever find that like the reason companies or coaches don't do this is like a little bit of a lack of confidence, like a little bit of a fear that like if I show how it's done, no one's going to pay me to do it for them? Do you ever find that as sort of a
That's a
myth?
very interesting point. I would say no, this is definitely an existing fear. I don't think it's an existing fear at this point. I think the majority of career coaches think that if they create these sort of like how to posts or listicles, or these kind of like generic, like educational posts, what we call them, right? I feel like a lot of these career coaches think that that's where the conversion happens. But I personally would actually put these types of posts, this type of content, at the very beginning stages of the awareness journey. And
Interesting. But so you would move it up here all the way to the top?
no, no, what I'm trying to say is that the general type of content, of basically, this is the state of the job market, or
Okay.
steps of the,
Market level.
job search process, yeah, that comes in the beginning. But actually walking people through what your process is as a career coach, and what has happened to your specific clients, I think that's exactly kind of in the middle where the most powerful conversion happens. The reason
Yeah.
why I said that what you suggested is interesting is because I've definitely heard a lot of career coaches kind of mention that, I can't give them all the information, I can't give them all of.
Yeah.
But what's really interesting? A lot of the people, even when they have the how, they're still struggling to apply it themselves, right? And they
Yep.
still
Yeah. Yeah.
They still need someone to walk them through it, to, help them with accountability. And that's where career coaches come in, really. I mean, if you're
Exactly.
skilled at gathering information online, I'm pretty sure that you can find the majority of information online, right? But
Hmm.
the point is, how do you apply that, right?
That's the quote of the show right there. Anyone could figure out how to do this online, but when you
Exactly,
have help, it makes it
exactly,
different.
exactly. So that's why I
Yeah.
think that, one of the powerful ways of demonstrating why you are a better coach than anyone else online, that's one of the ways, right? Like building basically these stories, sharing these stories of how you walked your clients to their idea of success, whatever goal they were
Yeah.
chasing. The other way that I've also seen that is through live webinars. One of the most amazing coaches I've worked with, she is a customer success career coach. That is one of her most powerful strategies of converting clients. She has shared with me a lot of data of people who have been following her. She has like, I think maybe over 40,000 followers on LinkedIn.
Jeez.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people who are following her for months and months and months. They sign up, basically, they submit a request form, to speak with her, to chat about like how her team can help and so on. Something still stops them from signing up and
Talking to
actually
her.
making, yeah, exactly, so
Yeah.
paying for her services. The minute she starts posting free webinars with stuff that maybe the majority of the steps she has already shared on her LinkedIn posts and so on, the conversions start happening. People literally see her in action, right? Like
Yeah.
she shows up for an hour, walks them through, how do you build a powerful
That's
resume
awesome.
bullet point, and people are like, wow, right? Like this coach knows what she's doing. Like I want to work with her. So,
Yeah.
anyways, to wrap it up, I feel like, demonstrating what you know and how exactly you help job seekers is what differentiates you, right? Like just putting yourself out there and showing people, so that they can connect, the process and the face to whatever it is you're posting online to build awareness. So yeah.
There we go. So share the how. That's the note from Kremi. So how, people who just saw your how and saw you in action, like how do they get in touch with you if they want your help kind of building up their business or looking at their plans?
All right. So, I mean, I guess a logical connection is that I'm on LinkedIn, just like my
Yeah.
clients
Yeah.
are. LinkedIn
Yeah.
is the best way to reach me for sure. Same name, Kremi Mestanova. And yeah, that's the best way to connect. I'm always open for new collaborations, basically supporting people that do good work and supporting other people in their own way. So I'm always
Yeah.
happy to
And
connect with.
clearly, like you've seen a lot of this, which I think is nice. You just from my quick perspective, we see a lot of these programs where folks run like one ad and expect somebody to sign up and pay. And there's
Yeah.
nothing in between that and the sales page, and it never works, no matter
No,
how
it
much you
doesn't work. No.
spend. Yeah. So, helping people build this stuff out is going to make a huge difference. And working with somebody like you who knows how to do it and has seen it done at a really high level is
Yeah, yeah,
the
I'm
way to
happy
go.
to. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
happy to. And, I have my
Awesome.
own pretty solid experience in career advising and in HR, recruitment, and all of these fields. So even though I chose not to kind of pursue that as a career, like I love applying everything that I saw and all of my observations right now to helping other people who did dedicate their lives to that career. So
Yeah, you found your calling. Well, thank you so much for joining us as a guest. I super appreciate this. One huge takeaway for coaches that we have from you, and I can't wait to share this with the world. Thank you so much.
absolutely. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure speaking.
Likewise. Thank you.